listening to AM 1220 KDOW, the Bay Area's business leader. And welcome to Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy, helping you explore new marketing and social media trends that will give you that extra punch in your marketing strategy. Now, here's your host for Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy, Erica Taylor Montgomery.
Good morning and welcome to Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy. I'm your host, Erica Taylor Montgomery, and Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy is a show that covers everything you need to know to punch through your competition and deliver that total knockout when it comes to public relations, marketing, social media, branding, advertising, and so much more. I'm the founder and CEO of Three Girls Media and Marketing, Inc., which is a public relations and social media marketing agency that specializes in working with companies in all industries with very cost-effective solutions. You can find us online at threegirlsmedia.com. That's threegirlsmedia.com. And we are live this morning, and we'll be able to take your calls throughout the hour. And we're also celebrating our first month in our brand new 9 a.m. time slot. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. We've got another great show for you today. In round one of Punch, we're going to be talking to a PR agency founder on the topic of, do you really need public relations? We'll find out what the difference is between public relations and publicity and how you can get exposure with a modest budget. And then in round two of Punch today, we're going to be chatting with a voiceover specialist about finding the voice of your business. How can you incorporate voice into your marketing efforts and do it cost effectively? You can find the full lineup of upcoming guests as well as the archives of Punch online at punchmarketing.biz. That's punchmarketing.biz. And there's actually a couple of great events coming up that I wanted to make sure you knew about, and I'm going to be at both of them. The first one is coming up on Wednesday, September 5th from 5 to 7 in the evening, and this is KDOW's Black Wednesday. This is an informal networking mixer, and KDOW's morning guy, Rob Black, is going to be there, hence the name Black Wednesday. I'll also be there, and it'd be great if you wanted to stop by. It's happening 5 to 7, September 5th. It's Spinny Yarn Steakhouse in Fremont. And if you have press releases or marketing plans you'd like me to take a look at, feel free to bring those with you. If you'd like input on your social media efforts, I will have my iPad handy and we can take a look at your accounts. But I'd love it if you stop by, introduce yourself, say hello, and come out and meet me and Rob Black and some of the other KDOW hosts that are going to be there. And then coming up on Wednesday, October 17th, from 10 a.m. to noon, I'm hosting a speaking engagement called Get More Exposure for Your Business. And I'm going to be talking about 10 great free and low-cost public relations resources that can help you promote your business. And then along with me the same day, Jerry Bates of Fitting Sites, who's been a guest on Punch a couple of times, is also going to be sharing 7 essential WordPress plugins for your business. So in that couple of hours, you get 10 great free and low-cost PR resources, and you also get 7 essential WordPress plugins for your business. And again, that's Wednesday, October 17th, 10 to noon, and that's happening at the Sonia Paz Fine Art Gallery in Campbell. And if you'd like to register for that event, simply go to webstrategycamp.com. That's webstrategycamp.com to register for that event on October 17th. All right, let's jump right into round one of today's show. Do you really need public relations? Our guest is Angie Collins, and she is the founder of Agenda Miami, the Agenda Group, and the Art of Luxury. She's got over 20 years of experience in media relations as well as event production. Angie, welcome to Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm terrific. How are you doing this morning, Angie?
Busy as usual, but busy is good.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear you're busy as opposed to the opposite.
Right.
So thanks so much for being on the show. Why don't we start out with the absolute basics and talk about the primary difference between public relations and publicity?
Okay. Well, I think a lot of people get confused about the difference between publicity and public relations. Publicity is something that we read about, that we see. Public relations is the act of doing. People don't understand that the public relations side of it is the side that where we as publicists have to get them to be seen, to be noticed, get the word out, to talk about the product or the services or whatever the client has. And the publicity is the end result.
That's a great distinction. The public relations part is the actual doing and the trying to get companies' attention for their product or services. And then the publicity is what actually results in that. Those are the articles that appear or the reviews that come out or the TV spots that happen or things of that nature.
Right.
And so a lot of people that I talk to say, you know, I'm on a really tight budget, Erica, and I'm wondering how much of this I can do on my own. And I think it's a fascinating question. And I always encourage people to save money in their business whenever they can. But this is one of those areas where I just am not sure it's the best idea to tackle these kinds of things on your own. What is your feeling about that, Angie?
Well, usually, like a lot of people will come to me and they say, oh, I need PR. And the first thing I ask them is, why do you think you need PR? Mm-hmm. Okay? And if you can't answer that question, then you really don't need PR. I think on the aspect of doing it yourself is it's double work. I think that people need to focus on doing their business because they can't do it all. And also, as you know, as a publicist, it's all about connections. And they're not going to have the same connections as I would as far as picking up the phone and calling somebody at Old Magazine and say, hey, can you get this client's product in your publication? I think little things such as press releases mean a lot. A lot of people cannot write press releases. People think they can. They think it's easy. It's not easy, especially if you don't know, AP style or, there's a lot of grammatical errors. So to answer your question, I don't really think it's a good idea for people to do it themselves. I think that if you have a small budget, there's ways to still work with a publicist to make it effective for them. People need to learn that when you go into business, you need to have a budget that's set aside just for PR, because how are people going to know about you?
Yeah, you brought up so many good points. And, speaking to that of should you do it yourself, I always say that there's a time and a place to bring in a professional, to bring in an expert, somebody who knows what they're doing inside and out, can do it quickly and efficiently, and knows the ins and outs. The example that I like to give is if you blew a water heater and had to get a brand new one, what are the chances that you're going to go to Home Depot, haul it home, do all the connections, strap it up there for the earthquake protection and everything else, and and spend the entire day Saturday getting it done? Or would you call a professional who can probably have the job done in a couple of hours and it's done right the first time?
That's a very, very good point. It's kind of like me working on my own car and I'm not a mechanic.
Exactly. So I think that there really is good reason to bring in a professional when it comes to your PR. And then you mentioned something else, which is budget. And I'm always blown away when people spend, thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars launching a business, and then they have not at all thought about the marketing and PR that needs to go in it, and they haven't set anything aside for that budget. And, I always think you need to set aside at least 5 to 10% of your budget to actually market your business.
Right. And I think that, people, I think they overlooked PR. I think a lot of people I've talked to in the past that I've had to come in and revamp their company is that they thought that they had, for instance, I bought a Jamba Juice, okay, and just because I bought a Jamba Juice and I put this sign out, everybody's going to stop by. Well, if you're in a remote area, and you're like living in, let's just say, Alpharetta, Georgia, a lot of people might not have heard of Jamba Juice.
Right.
So they're just going to keep on driving by, not even wondering to come in there because they don't know what it is. So you've wasted all this money on your signage, and whatever ads you ran in the newspaper, but you didn't contact the local Chamber of Commerce to bring the press out, to do a grand opening, a ribbon-cutting ceremony. You didn't do any of that.
Right.
And so I think people don't take into consideration that these are things that are considered PR. You're not going to be able to pick up the phone and call the mayor's office and say, hey, can you come out to my event? Because they're going to be like, who are you?
Exactly.
Who are you, and why should I come to your event? Versus is where I can call and say, hey, my name is Angie Collins. My company's Agenda Group or Agenda Miami, and I have a client that is doing an opening. We would love to to have you attend, and et cetera, because you got, we have the option to say that, you'll be in the press release, we're having, the Chronicle come out and cover it, et cetera. So I think that people think that PR is just word of mouth. Like a lot of people think that what we do is just get up in the morning and write press releases.
It's so much more than that. So much more. When we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about how you can do PR and get exposure with a small budget. That coming up right after the break. You're listening to Punch Media and Marketing Made Easy. I'm your host, Erica Taylor Montgomery, and this is 1220 AM KDOW.